Is consciousness an epiphenomenon of brain activity?
The answer is short, no. You should not expect patients to have memories. You should not expect the patient to have any kind of consciousness as well, because the brain doesn't function at all. Without the brain and without the eyes, you can perceive. Your worldview will collapse.
Is consciousness an epiphenomenon of brain activity, as many neuroscientists claim it to be? Or in other words, is consciousness a byproduct of brain activity?
The answer is short, no. You should not expect patients to have memories. You should not expect the patient to have any kind of consciousness as well, because the brain doesn't function at all, or hardly functions at all, and it's still the same. And without the brain and without the eyes, you can perceive, which is 360 degrees around. You can see details and overview at the same moment. You see it from a position out and above your body. Blind people can have perception during an NDE. Even blind people from birth in the 50s, from the last century, babies who were born after, let's say, 30 weeks, got 100% oxygen, and they all got blind because an atrophy of the eyeball and the nervus opticus. You don't have pictures when you dream, when you're born blind. And it was the first time in the NDE that patients, I described it in my book as well, that the first time they saw a body with hair, and then they said that must be because I recognize a ring, but then they went through the ceiling of the hospital, and for the first time they saw trees and light, and it's not seeing with your eyes, but it's perceiving by your mind. I know someone who had a very strong glasses. Without glasses, she couldn't see anything. And then during the cardiac arrest, she could see everything. And then she saw her glasses beside the bed. And without the glasses, she couldn't see anything, just some misty, foggy. So it's when you have an out-of-body experience, you have perception beyond your body. At the moment, your brain doesn't function at all. And he saw this and said, you know where my dentures are. And this was flabbergasted. He said, well, you were there when I was coming to the hospital. And you took out my dentures, you put it on a car with all those bottles on it, and I was sliding underneath. And there you put my teeth. And you could describe the resuscitation room where he came in coma. And he left in coma. He could exactly describe the resuscitation room from a position out and above his body. He could see his body. He could recognize the nurses and doctors who had been busy with his CPR. So it shouldn't be possible at all. And there are more cases like this.
Yeah, but this is really in your practice, right? Yeah, it's not a book that you read or in the...
But in the book, The Soul Does Not Die, it's also extensively written about this case.
I mean, it's just mind-boggling, right? And after that you go and say, no, consciousness is a byproduct of a brain function.
In transformation, there's no fear of death anymore. A new insight, what is important in life, is this empathy, compassion and love, first towards yourself. Accept your own negative aspects. Accept, have empathy, compassion towards others and towards nature, because they are connected with everybody else still. That's why they call it also an experience of oneness. So it's a kind of life insight experience. And the third aspect is enhanced intuitive sensitivity. That they know what other people think and other people feel. They know about future events. Only the patient within the death experience had this classical transformation, which is the objective proof for the subjective experience, because you can prove that really the transformation happened. You lose consciousness within seconds. There are no body reflexes anymore, which is a function of the cortex. There are no brainstem reflexes anymore. The gag reflex, you can put a finger in someone's throat. The cortical reflex, fixed dilated pupils, which are brainstem reflexes, are gone. There's no breathing anymore. The breathing center is close to the brainstem. They stop breathing. So the clinical findings are a loss of all brain functions. And then when you have the EEG measurement, what is the measurement of the electrical activity of the cortex of the brain, you see flatline EEG within 10 to 20 seconds.